I can taste blood. Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome to a race day vlog. For those of you that have been following along recently, you'll know that I've been getting back into cycling after a little break from it, and this duathlon was a bit of a tester just to see how far my fitness has come. So, start of the race, there's about 38 to 40 people competing in the race itself. And off the start here, I found myself sort of nearer to the front than I expected, and over these first sort of kilometres or so, I was averaging about 3:50 per kilometre. The distances for this were shorter than a sprint duathlon. It was a 3k run, 15k bike, and then a 1.5k run to finish. Now the circuit loops round here, and it may not pick it up on the camera, but I'm just coming into a tiny incline, and this gave me the opportunity and a bit of an impetus to sort of push past this guy that was in front of me. And then I locked on to the guy in the red and the guy in the blue. They were my targets then for the remainder of this first lap. So coming to the end of lap 1, and just counting the people crossing the line here, there are about 6 people I count that go across the line in front. So coming through in about 6th place. Guy in the dark blue peels off for some reason, not sure why, goes into the clubhouse. And here we go across the line. So I'm still firmly locked on the guy in red. He is my target on this second 1 mile lap. As you can see, this is completely closed roads, completely closed off from the traffic, so perfect beginner course, and yeah, just made for a really sort of easy transition back into the world of duathlon. So coming around on this second lap now, and I've managed to get ahead of the guy in red, and we're just coming in to T1, so first transition in a long time. So just coming into T1 at this point now. So pop my GoPro down, coming to the front of the bike, and it is helmet on, which you can't really see, but trust me, that's what I'm doing now. Just taking my shoes off at this point as well, slipping those off whilst doing the helmet. And then bike shoes on. I'm never ever going to do a flying mount, just don't think it's worth it. Quite often you don't really gain much time at all. So the lady in the red with the blue helmet, she was behind me on that run, so she's managed to overtake me in transition, and she's going to try and do a flying mount. And there's the guy in red, he's got ahead of me as well, so a little bit of work to do in transition, but I'm on the bike now, clipped in, and we're off. This was the part I was most nervous about. I knew where I was with my running. I knew that I had a good chance of being up with the front group, but I've got no idea where my bike fitness would be actually out in the real world. But here we go. Got 10 laps to go, so we've finished the first lap and now entering lap 2. Now this is where it starts to get a bit tricky, because some of those slower runners are now coming out of T1, joining the course. And we've got a few of them here. So I've got a bit of speed and a bit of momentum while these guys are settling into their rhythm, so I was able to kind of pick some of those people off. And I think this is the guy in red that I was behind on the run that overtook me again in T1. And I kind of yo-yoed back and forth with these guys over the course of the first couple of laps. I was just about sort of holding off the guy in red, but eventually I think the TT position, the aerodynamic position just was a bit too much for me. I was just on normal road bike, like the one behind me, so no TT kit at all. So yeah, those are the guys that I overtook on the as they were coming out of transition on their first lap, my second lap. But now they've pretty much got themselves sort of locked into their position, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to catch them. It was a non-drafting race as well, and that was quite challenging because, you know, there's quite a lot of you on the course, so it's quite hard to get some distance between you and the people in front of you. And I'll always try and play by the rules, so if I'm not able to go past them, I'll move over or I'll try and drop back. But I'm catching up with the guy in red now, number 139 I think it was. Managed to get past him at that point, but the course is kind of almost split into two. You've got like a bit of a twisty sort of first section, and then this part here where the road really opens up, and this is where those guys on those TT bikes are able to just whoosh, get the head down and get past. This is coming to the end now of the 10th lap. And what I did decide to do going into T2 is a flying dismount, so taking my shoes out of the pedals, my feet out of the shoes, sorry, putting them on top of the pedals, and then running in my socks. It was a wet day though, so I got absolutely sopping wet feet, really, really muddy, so that was pretty grim. Didn't need to do that really. Okay, racking the bike into T2 now. And had no sort of filming of the transition, but here we go out onto the course. Oh, bike done, out onto the second run. My shoes are all over the place, but it's only a mile, so just gonna deal with it. Ah, that was hard but good. So the tricky thing was, I had no real idea or clue where anyone else was, but I did manage to look behind me to sort of around about this point here and see there was someone not too far behind. I think it might have been the guy that had to dip into the clubhouse on the first lap of the first run. I'm not entirely sure, to stay ahead. About 500 meters to go. There's one guy close behind me. I'll try and stay ahead. 250 to go. Just around the corner and it's done. Oh. And that is coming into the last part of the race now. At this point, I will say this event was fantastic. It cost about 25 quid, I think, 25 quid. You know, proximity for me, it was up by Heathrow, so it's not too far away from where I live. It's about sort of 40 to 45 minute drive. Cheap, easy to get to, easy to park, easy to rack your bike, get all your bits sort of going, good friendly atmosphere, closed roads, as competitive as you want it to be. You know, there were some people there that were doing their first duathlons in the vets over 70 category, amazing. And there were some people there that I later found out from a couple of friends were age group duathletes, and would regularly podium when they go to the European Championships or the World Championships. Amazing. So you've got this full spectrum of competitors there, and as a easy event just to kind of get yourself going back into it, or just for those kind of like hard workouts or race sharpeners, absolutely brilliant, and one that I would definitely be returning to. So thank you, Hillingdon. There we go, coming into the line now, trying to keep a good strong finish. I was really happy with the splits on the run as well. They were pretty much exactly the same per kilometre as the first run. And across the line. Choice of goodies at the end: medal, keyring or bottle. Thank you so much, appreciate it. Oh yeah. Cheers. That is the race complete. Not sure on the times, but overall, from what I can remember from a watch, I think the first run was an average of about 352-ish, maybe 353. The last run was about the same.
and the bike was about 34.8 kilometers an hour, and I felt like I was pretty near the front. Certainly coming into the first run, probably about maybe top 15. And it's hard on the bike because it was so busy. There's lots of people going past you. You don't know who's on your lap and who's not on your lap. But again, I think I held position pretty well. And then final run, well, no one went past me, but I didn't overtake anyone either. So who knows? We'll download the data, have a look at the results later, and see how we did. But all in all, really good, hard session. That was about 50 minutes total time, and yeah, smashing. Really enjoyed it. Felt good to be back racing on a bike again. Great course, not easy course, twisty turns, you know, little inclines get you out of the saddle, but really good fun. Right, catch up in a moment.
And there we have it. So I came in, the results came out a couple of days after the race, came in 8th place. I was 6th overall on the first run, 12th overall on the bike, and then yeah, total sort of finishing place was 8th out of about 38. And I have to say, I'm really chuffed with that. I'm really pleased with the run being right up there, kind of in the sort of the top sort of group. And considering the bike journey is still very much in its beginnings, only kind of 3 to 4 months in to sort of beginning to seriously concentrate on the bike again, I'm really pleased with that. Average speed I think was sort of 33.8, 34k an hour, so not a bad starting point at all. And that was on full road bike, so no aero bars, no aero helmet, no aero kit at all, just me and the road bike, which again, you know, I know I can make that easier. I know I can add aero gear on later on, but at the moment I just want to keep it as simple as possible. I just want to enjoy going through the process, and when I'm ready, then I can start adding some of the extra layers on top just to get that little bit of extra speed. But at the moment, super chuffed with that. Thank you for watching. Hope the commentary was of some value and some interest, and if you are in that sort of London southeast area, go and check out Hillingdon Triathlon Club and their duathlon race. Really good beginners race, and for those more experienced as well. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in a new video very soon.